Your Emory and Henry Reports feature interview as promised. I've got two Emory and Henry students involved in a great service project on campus. I want to welcome Melinda Adams and Joshua Terry to the show. Welcome aboard, guys.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having us, guys.
And you two are the co-coordinators of Rivers Way, which is a service project on campus. And I know a lot of the times it gets confused because of its name. A lot of people hear Rivers Way and they think, oh, it has to do with the outdoor program. So if one of you want to tackle this, just briefly explaining what Rivers Way is.
All right. Rivers Way, it's a weekend adventure camp for physically and mentally disabled adults and young adults. And we as the college send a group of volunteers to spend the weekend with them, and we take them on adventure type things. Like we take them canoeing on the river, we take them caving, we take them to bluegrass music like events. So it's whatever's in the community. We take them out and we spend a weekend with them at the cabin.
And this weekend is coming up. It's this yes. coming weekend.
Right,
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning.
So I know both of you are Bonner scholars as well. So obviously you're very interested in community service. And coming to Emory and Henry was obviously a big part of that. Just one at a time, I guess. What brought you to Emory and Henry in the first place and got you interested in community service?
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I want to be a special ed teacher, so Rivers Way helps with that because I work with the mentally and physically disabled kids. And I came to Emory just because of the education program. So.
Josh?
I came to Emory because of the colors, blue and gold, but I'm still here because of the service work and the theater department, and it's a lot of opportunities for me to do some new things and challenge myself in ways that I haven't done before, like Rivers Way.
Yeah, well, back to Rivers Way. I know there are a decent number of students interested in it this year, and you guys seem to be taking a lot this weekend. What can a student say that's interested in doing Rivers Way next year expect to see? I know you said that there are activities and stuff like that. What is a typical day at Rivers Way like?
Well, we wake up around, on Friday we leave here at 3, and then we get to the camp about 4:30, and it's in Bluff City. All your meals are paid for, all the activities are paid for. We typically watch a movie Friday night, hang out, get to know our campers and our buddies, and play a few games. This weekend is elections themed, so we're going to put on a fake election and kind of throw people under the bus on Saturday. And
Not really.
we may go out and do some games outside and do some physical activity, little things like jumping jacks, or just get them into the mood of doing more things for the day. Then we'll have lunch and then dinner. Normally it's a really great dinner. Lots of food, lots of leftover food, and then we'll come back on Sunday morning.
So you mentioned buddies. I know. Is each student assigned with one person throughout the weekend? Is that how it works?
Yes, we try to encourage building new relationships with the campers, and so we'll pair up one college student to one camper, and they'll spend the entire weekend working with them and getting to know them better as a friend and a buddy.
So other than the fake elections, what else is in store for elections weekend? Any other type of election-oriented games or anything?
It's usually crafts and games.
Yeah, a lot of crafts. We haven't really detailed it out much because it's still in the process of making, but typically we'll probably have about 4 or 5 games, and then we're going to post an election and they have to do a speech, and then we'll have like teams. So we'll set them up into 2 teams, and then the other team will be booing at the other team.
Fun competition.
So other than the one weekend, I know this year in particular, it's a new sort of thing to do little weekend trips here and there to Johnson City. What all do those include?
The day programs? We typically leave on a Saturday morning. We'll meet up with a bus of our campers, usually about 10 to 12. And we get paired up like normal, and this past time we went mini golfing, swimming,
and we watched a soccer game.
Yeah, and we watched a soccer game all in one day. So it's a long day, but it's a lot of fun.
So back to sort of your backgrounds. I know, obviously, Mindy, you said that you want to be a special ed teacher, and you said the service kept you here. But, I mean, really this in particular, especially with the Bonner program, Josh, and so many other things on campus, there are a lot of opportunities for service. Why Rivers Way?
Rivers Way, well, I initially got into it because of Joni Ritter and Zach Triplett, who graduated a couple of years ago. And I just thought that it was a new, challenging thing for me to do, and I didn't know if I would be able to do it, but once I got there, I loved it so much that I kept going back and kept doing it, and it's like a second home for me away from this campus, so it's a nice trip.
And Melinda, I guess that sort of question kind of gets a little even deeper. Why are you interested in becoming a special ed teacher?
I'm not really sure. It's just something that's always stuck deep down with me. I guess my aunt's mentally challenged, so I've always been with her. And just seeing these kids grow up and then see all the challenges that they face, and then they can finally do something and they feel proud about it, it gives it's very encouraging to teach.
Now, you two, I know this won't be your first time, obviously, going to Rivers Way. Have you had the same buddy throughout your entire 3 or 4 years?
Well, for us, we usually work with the most challenging or the ones that need help the most because we're used to working with them. So, for instance, I work with a camper who's in a wheelchair, and because I've been trained to work with him, that's usually the same camper that I work with every time I make the trip and go over there.
Mindy?
I work with one who's not in a wheelchair, but she has to have more help with everything that she does. She's very small, and she's very slow, more slow than any of the other campers, so I stick with her. But we typically change buddies.
So it sounds like there's a decent amount of sort of specialization involved. Like Josh, you said you work with an individual in a wheelchair. Obviously, not everybody can go right in and is ready to do that. How does one go about preparing for that? Like, how did you come to be trained to do that? Is it just something is it a seminar or something?
Usually we'll have the last couple of weekends we'll have the person who's been working with that person the most train the other person. So the camper will have 2 buddies. So next semester for me, when it gets to the last 2 trips, I'll have myself and someone else who can take over when I leave to be his buddy as well. So it's training through watching someone else work with them while at the camp.
Okay, so finally, I'm going to get to each one of you on this one. What is your favorite thing about Rivers Way?
I'd say spending time with some of the new campers, but as well the ones that I've been working with for the past 4 years. Like I said, it's like being home for me, so it's really refreshing and awesome to see them after not being able to see them for a whole summer or a whole semester, and then having that weekend to spend with them and to hear about how their lives have changed or updated since the last time you've seen them. So I enjoy that.
I agree with Josh. Just going back every weekend that we go, it's so relaxing. It's something you can't replace.
Well,
and
great.
You build relationships.
Well, it was certainly great talking to you both. Melinda, Josh, I want to thank you for joining us. Rivers Way, a great program, a great service here in the community. Emory and Henry's video specialist, Brent Treesh, has been working with the admissions office. They're putting together a series about the college with individual admissions counselors talking about the benefits of attending E&H. In this piece, Dave Graffour talks about campus athletics.